Okay, we're back, and I finished all that intricate detail. Let's take a look at it. And again, hit the Q key to get out of your tool that you just had on. Now, it's hard to see things in here. The detail, it really is. Maya does not such a good. It does not do such a good job of showing your modeling like ZBrush. Like when you're modeling details in ZBrush, they have a light in there it's really interesting. That does help. Now, with modeling, you need to have shadows to be able to see your detail. Right now, it's just a plain object, or excuse me, plain material, and so it's very hard to see. So I like to add an ambient occlusion. Okay, this gives the object self-shadow. So I'm going to go to Renderer up here, Viewport 2, click on the option box, and you can go in here where it says Screen Space Ambient Occlusion. Okay, click on Enable, and that does help. You can tweak it out just a little bit. You can see that does help, so watch when I turn it off and on. Let me click off of this object here, and you tell me if you can see the difference. Okay, it just gives a little more. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the filter radius up all the way. Now this depends on your graphics card, right? And then the radius, turn the radius down a little bit, maybe. And the amount, let's go ahead and make it a little heavier. That way we can see things a little bit better. Let's see. And then you can kind of just play with these until you get the results that you want. I kind of like to keep it as the radius as tight as possible. Okay. Okay, that helps. It really does. That helps see your detail that you have in your scene. And samples, go to 32. That'll streamline it, make it look a little nicer too. Again, this is graphics card intensive. You can see that looks really bad, the filter. So let's filter that out. And you can kind of play with the filter a little bit. Okay. Alright. That doesn't look too bad. I mean, it's not awesome, but it does help you see your details that you have so far. Okay? It does help. So anyway, with that said, let's go ahead and move on to the next grid panel. Alright, let's go ahead and close that. And while we're modeling, let's go into selection mode and go back into object mode up here. Now the rest of these, I think, because these are kind of breaking things up a little bit, I want to go this way with lines. And we'll keep this kind of simple. Yeah, I could do really crazy stuff like that. That would take a lot more time in this video. I don't have much time left. So I'm going to go ahead and just knock these out. Now these are going to be basically the same. I want to have the same grid, okay, across. So we're adding detail, but it's going to be kind of different than what we have here. It's the same kind of thing, but the other way. Alright, so I want them to be exactly the same, so I'm going to go all the way across. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this guy right here, I'm going to move him, put grid snap on, and what we're going to do is we're going to combine these together, okay, like we did before. And then I'm going to merge these edges because they're separate right now. And if you don't believe me, you can just click on it. Don't marquee select it, because just like both of them, just select one and move it, and you can see that they're not together. Okay? Alright, so I'm going to select this one, this group, marquee select it, and go to Edit Mesh, Merge the Center, marquee select, Edit Mesh, Merge the Center, and that should take care of it. Now I can move that vertex around without leaving the other one. And if you try to do edge loops, it will go all the way across instead of stopping. Okay. Alright. So let's go in here. And I like to leave the pieces in. I don't isolate this because I want to know where I'm at with the pieces, how they're going to be laid, how they're going to be setting in the scene. So I'm going to add some detail in here. So edge loop, right? and add the big detail I had like this right here on the sides. Okay, like that, maybe even a little bit wider, really make those stand out. On the edges, right? And then we'll have a finer one out here, okay? And again, I'm going to follow the grid here, just helps break it up. Okay. Alright. And then we'll have a thicker one right here. Just kind of break things up a little bit. We'll have a double edge, this one, and then a wider one, and then we'll have a small one right here again. There we go, like that. Just kind of break it up a little bit. Okay, there we go. And then I'm going to have a fine edge here, okay. And we'll have a fine edge here, and I'm going to do one more over here, like that. I think that should work. Let's try that, see how that works. Kind of have fun with this a little bit. Alright, so now we're going to do the big ones. Hit the Q key. Now we're going to do the big ones first. Okay. So let's go ahead and select this one. Double click that one. And then we'll do, let's see here, what do we do on this one? This will be deeper. Let's go ahead and do this one first. This will be the deepest one. So I'm going to go Control E and just push that down. Whoops. Take off grid snap and push that down. There we go. And that's going to be a little deeper, right? We may even have some conduit there or something like that. Like 2 pieces of conduit going across would be kind of fun. Alright, so let's do that. Okay. Alright. That'll be a little bit deeper. Click off of that. And then we've got these guys right here. So these guys will all be about the same. So I'm going to go in here and add these. Whoops. Let's go ahead and do this all the way across. This all the way across. This all the way across. This kind of, there we go. And just kind of going across here. Trying to remember where I was at here. Why I did what I did here. Wait a minute. No, that's not the right one. Let's go back. Control Z. This one. Okay, and then this one, and then this one. There we go. And then we'll go across here. There we go. Alright, and then we have one right here. There we go. Okay, I think we got everything. Let's double check it. What I want to do with this one is do something interesting here that goes across. That just gives it some kind of, just, I don't know, give it more of a sci-fi look. So let's go ahead and take this one out. I'm just going to deselect this. I might go to the top view here, make it a little bit easier, and hit the 4 key. And so I can see my lines. Okay, so a lot of times I'll select and deselect this way. So I'm going to go across across. Okay, like that. So it just makes it look different. I mean, it's not the same. And I'm going to deselect this one like that. So now you got this kind of line, jaggedy line going across, right? And then we have the center cube, right? And then I'm going to deselect this line. So I'm alternating it. So like this zigzaggedy look, and have it go all the way across here. And there we go. So that will look interesting. Okay. So what I'm going to do with this now is I'm going to extrude it and see what it looks like. So Control E, okay, and then move it down. Okay, not very far, right? Okay, kind of a bit like what we've been doing before. And so now you get that, what that looks like. Okay, great. Okay. Now just know that dark area is where the ambient, that preview ambient occlusion is. Okay, so that looks cool. I like that. So, you know, do your own design. Have fun with it. You know? And don't put it right in the center. Put it offset, you know, do an offset it a little bit. Okay, there we go. I like that. And you can do different variances too, and that's something that I'm going to have everybody do. Is I'm going to have you guys do a variance of this, a variant, meaning that you'll duplicate this and just add a detail to it, because we don't want to remodel the whole thing again, and just change it a little bit to make it a little bit different, and that would be considered a variant. Now, the problem with this is I made a break right where this is, right? That's probably not very smart, but I could probably move this down. I could, let's see, I could move that down and create another one over here. Yeah, let's move this over, because that's kind of that break that we had, and I accidentally used that instead. So I already found an issue that I already made this is a problem. So let's go ahead and select this, go back, there we go, and right click over that somewhere other than the object, because a lot of times I'll right click over here and go to vertex and it selects that object. If that happens to you, just click anywhere in the gray area and go to vertex, and that will do it. So I'm going to just move this over, okay, simple fix, and offset it right here on this one. Okay, there we go. And unfortunately I have to go in here and cut this edge as close as I can. Click on that again and go into object mode, and I've got to make that cut. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that, insert edge loop tool right here on that edge. Go to this edge here. And I'll just grid snap that. I'll just move it away a little bit, and then I'll hit the Q key and go into vertex mode, and then snap it. Right, click on the grid snap and hit the W key and just snap it. There we go. So now we're ready to do any cleanup that we need to clean. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get rid of all of these pieces here, these faces. Okay, don't need these. So now it's like cleanup time, cleaning things up. Okay, any other areas? Here we go. Here's this piece right here. All right. Okay. And this piece right here, and then anything in here that we can't really see unless we get underneath. Okay, any other pieces? I think that's it. And then this guy right here. think I got everything. Alright, I'm going to hit the 4 key just to kind of double check everything, make sure I don't have anything I shouldn't have selected. And then just hit delete. There we go. Alright, hit the 5 key again. And we're back on track. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, that'll work. It's interesting. Okay, and then this grid is looking good right here, so I'll break this up again. Let's go to face mode, go to the top view, and just select the faces over on this side, just like that. And we'll extract, edit, mesh, extract, holding down the space bar. There we are, and then we can get this back into shape again. Alright, so let's go ahead and get that grid snapped back. There we go. So we basically killed 2 birds with 1 stone with this object. Okay. And this object over here. And you got to see me problem solve an issue out, which is always good. I'm losing my voice. Okay. So we're at 40 minutes on this one. And that's about as long as I want to go because I did a lot of gabbing before. So the next thing we're going to do is add depth to this object. Alright, I'll see you in the next video.